What's up, guys? How's it going? This is literally what it looks like outside my work right now. I love watching the clouds run. I don't know, it's just something special about it. And of course, right now we don't have the wind. Like, as soon as I went live, it slowed down, but people are racing around doing stuff, to get things ready. But this is the front bands of I don't even know how to say it. Is it Helena? I've been through so many dang hurricanes over here. Doesn't even bother me anymore. But I figured I'd share it with you guys. So this is what it looks like, just the sky. Yeah. On the inland side. Now just remember, it's picking up water from the Gulf, and it's gonna dump it all just west of us. Hopefully the airport will open back up in Orlando, and we'll get to go on our trip, and life will be fun. But in the meantime, I just figured I'd kind of show you guys. Hey, Miss Garcia. Hey, Nathan. Good to see you. I probably won't be live for long, but this is what the sky looks like outside work. And before I went live, it was running. I mean, running hard. And then, of course, as soon as I go live, it stops. But that's all we're doing. Just kind of hanging outside work. I'm technically not here till 10, so I've got a little bit of time to kill, and figured I'd show you guys what it looks like, on my end. Went by the gas station, made sure I've got plenty of drinks to get me home. I'll get off right in the middle of what it's supposed to hit, like midday. But clouds don't normally move that fast.
The big pair of doors. Back up towards the pair of doors.
Hey, if you hear anything in the background, there's some guys here that are just kind of prepping for stuff. It's a third-party company, so. But I'm purposely not showing the building or anything like that. Just the sky, a little bit of the trees. We are in downtown Raleigh. What's interesting is if you look to the right-hand side of the screen, it feels like those clouds are going one way, and the left-hand side of the screen, they're going another way. And that's not just something on the screen. That's not a camera trick. Like, that's actually how it looks. You heard an angry person. That's funny. It doesn't surprise me. It happens around here. But yeah, this is just what the sky looks like right now. And it's interesting because if you look up to the right, that little white spot, suddenly it just took off. Whew. It's moving quick. That's what I was watching when I first pulled up, which is why I went live. So. Everybody stay safe out there. If you have not prepared and you are anywhere even remotely close to the cone, please prepare now. This is literally the last chance. Because we are going to get dumped on. There's going to be a ton of rain. But I've always just enjoyed watching the sky. I always call it sky running. Because it literally looks like the clouds are just running. They're running across the sky. It's like they're in a hurry to get somewhere. I think it's beautiful. Oh, I'm very safe, Miss Garcia. I'll be at work. I will be driving through some of the worst of it when I get off, because I got to get home and get prepped for Orlando if we still have a flight. But I've checked in with all the family. Everybody's safe. So this is just kind of to show what it looks like. Okay, yeah, now we're moving. You can kind of see it, like the sky is actually moving, like, you know, across the screen. You only get that when you have that, like, really strong, you know, upper system wind shear to be able to push clouds to move that fast. And we're just getting a slight breeze here right now, but it's going to get worse. This morning is supposed to be the worst for us, but we'll be keeping an eye on the weather. I'll be keeping an eye on the weather because I actually have to travel in some of this nastiness. But this is not my first rodeo. I've taken precautions. Have no fear. I just enjoy watching the clouds move that fast. It's actually really pretty. It almost makes you forget, like, there's about to be some craziness happening. So that's why I went live, is just so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looks like when systems like this actually hit. We're about 120 miles inland from the coast of North Carolina, so that's the Atlantic coast, and this is coming off the Gulf, so this is actually coming in from the opposite side. So we're seeing cloud movement that we don't normally get to see, and I just enjoy watching it. It's very fun. As long as you stay safe. Safety is always the number one. But it's amazing to me how fast some of the stuff moves. Like if you watch some of the, even if you're at lower resolution, if you watch some of the lighter areas in your screen and watch how fast they go across the screen, it is really pretty to watch. Always, Miss Garcia, always. Safety first. That is correct. And the noises you're hearing in the background, like it says, the third party, they're here kind of ahead of the storm, you know, to, you know, make sure things are reinforced, and they're doing their job. So if you hear something in the background, that's fine. That's how it goes. You know, like I've already said, the main thing I wanted to show was the clouds. They're just so darn pretty. I love it when clouds run. I've stood on the beach. I've been inland. That's the one thing about hurricanes I've always enjoyed, is watching how fast it just runs across the sky. It almost looks like smoke, not even clouds. And this was a completely unplanned stream. I literally got to work early and went, you know what? I'm gonna go live. I'll show people what it looks like when, you know, because I know some people have never seen this. Some people have. This is my favorite part of the storm. Watching just the big formations move as fast as they move. Now we are under this morning will be our window for tornadoes in our part of the state. Don't worry about my safety. It's all good. We are taking precautions at work, and This is not my first rodeo, so. But it's just pretty. Like, if I could have one thing on my ceiling, like, projected all the time to, like, go to sleep to, would be to watch this kind of cloud formation. And if you notice, it's very broken up. It's not really organized very much. That's because we're getting the very outer bands, and yeah, it's not super concentrated, so that's great for safety, but it is moving, it's doing stuff, and it's fun to watch. There you go. Oh, look at that. Always Miss Garcia. I chase tornadoes with my dad all the time, so this is nothing new to me. And I've been through many a hurricane. Oh, we got a truck coming in. Sorry, guys. What's interesting to me is the clouds are moving one direction, but on the ground, the breeze we're getting is a complete another direction. And that's just part of how the cells work like that. Mother Nature / God, you know, depending on what you believe in, has many different shows. This is the opening of one of them. I enjoy all of them, to be honest. There's something about the gravitas and the movement and the just pure beauty of the sky moving that I love. We've got a little bit of a rain cell coming into the right of me. Basically, the right-hand side of your screen starting to actually rain a little bit, so I may have to kill the stream here in a minute. This is not going to be a long stream. This is kind of an example of what it looks like when you have a cell like this coming in. Yes, Miss Garcia, it's always beautiful watching nature unfold. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of cover the top of the tablet here. Because it is starting to rain just a little bit. It's not a lot. Don't forget, guys, as long as the plane takes off and lands, we will be in Florida. Literally, I'm going home after work today, packing everything that hasn't been packed. I spent all night last night packing, and we are very much prepared for a rainy Florida trip. So we'll be doing that tomorrow, flying out. hopefully, as long as the flight goes. And we'll be at Disney. So, very excited about that. Very, very much excited about that. This is what it looks like right before the rain starts. The rain has just started on me. It's not a lot, but there's some big drops. Thank you so much, Miss Garcia. Yeah, safe travels, hopefully. But if our flight takes off and everything goes even remotely to plan, we'll at least be in the state of Florida. And then it's just getting to the park. And we do have plans for Mickey's Not So Scary coming up in 2 days. So, very excited about that. We have costumes. I'm actually going to wear a costume. IF is going to wear a costume. I think you guys are going to love IF's costume. But, I just figured I'd go live for a second, kind of show you guys what it looks like on this side. Because it's one thing to watch the news. It's another thing to see it live happening. And like I've already said, it is beautiful. It's even if you don't find it beautiful, you have to say it's majestic. Because just the way it moves and the speed it moves, it's very fun to watch. Starting to get a little ground wind now. Not a lot. Kind of like a backdraft out of the storm. Rain kicked off for a second. Sorry about the camera moving around. That's me covering it and uncovering it depending on what's going on and the wind. So I'm going to turn you guys just a little bit. You can actually see it if you look at the trees and watch the clouds. Like, I mean, those clouds are moving compared to a normal storm. I mean, it's something to watch. And, you know, you have to watch for rotation, things like that. You know, I fully expect to have inclement weather later on today. But one of God's shows, and I just thought I would share it. Those are birds, not leaves, by the way, that you see like moving around in frame. And they nest in a lot of these trees, so they're kind of doing their due diligence as far as, you know, what birds do. I'll try to keep you guys updated. Like I said, we're supposed to be flying tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. If I am in Florida, even if we can't get to the park, I'll be, you know, as long as I have cell signal, I'll be able to at least send something. So, Gabby, welcome in. We're in downtown Raleigh right now. This is right outside the Martin Marietta Center for the Performing Arts. I'm obviously not showing buildings or anything just because, you know, privacy and my job and things like that. But we are in downtown Raleigh, so we're getting just the outer bands. And we're already, you know, my mom lives western side of North Carolina. I was supposed to say western coast, western side of North Carolina, and I've already checked in with her. She's hunkered down and ready to go, and in a safe spot. So, you know, one thing about the storm is just its size. It's 430 something miles across. I mean, it's just humongous. So even after it's on land, it's still going to be picking up Gulf Stream, you know, warm water, which is going to feed it. It's going to stall somewhere North Georgia, Tennessee, somewhere in that area. So it's going to dump a ton of water in the mountains. So if you're watching from the mountains, make sure you're safe. Make sure you have a plan. Figured I'd give you guys an early morning view before it gets too bad. And we're not supposed to bear the brunt here at all. I mean, we're going to get definitely dumped on as far as water at some point, but you know, the west side of the state is definitely going to catch a lot more than we're going to here in Raleigh. But welcome in, Gabby. Thanks so much for joining us. Like I said, this is probably not going to be a long stream at all. It's just figured I'd kind of share with you guys some of the show I was watching on the way in. And Miss Garcia, thank you as always for being here. I appreciate you. I guess you could say this is like the where we started from stream. If the flight takes off tomorrow, which we're optimistic, cautiously. But I do know how it goes when everything shuts down south. So just figured I'd go live and show some pretty clouds. If you look kind of to the center of your screen, you can actually see the clouds swirling in on themselves just a little bit. That's not going to be a funnel. It's not built enough for that. I am completely safe where I'm at. But you know, just the sheer amount of movement that happens. I raced it in. I literally raced this weather to get into work before it hit. I'm going to have to drive back home in the middle of it, but that's, you know, neither here nor there. It's not my first time driving through bad weather. I do know how to correctly do that. However, I will say if you are watching from North Carolina right now, I would say don't go on the roads unless you absolutely have to. And if you're down south, just don't go on the roads. Like, just don't do it. If you haven't gone to the store by now, shelter in place. Hope for the best. That's my best advice that I can give right now. But yeah, for Florida, we are completely set for either waterproof or as water resistant as it gets. There'll be short streams, most likely, for those of you that have followed the channel for a while. I appreciate you. Thank you. And we have done our due diligence and are as prepared as we can be for just a very wet trip to Disney. So if you're just joining us, we do all kinds of things here. Sometimes it's looking at clouds, sometimes it's the ocean, sometimes it's Walt Disney World. So you never know. Miss Garcia brings up a good point. We do, if you check out my Insta, I do a lot of food stuff as well. So if you're looking for places to eat, I got you. I got you. And Miss Garcia is a pro. We definitely appreciate our mods here on this channel. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. Miss Garcia, we are in downtown Raleigh. So the capital of North Carolina. The Capitol building is 5 blocks from where I'm standing. I'm literally right outside my door to work, so I can duck inside anytime if it gets bad. But yeah, we're just we're hanging out here, just watching clouds right now. I agree. They are very pretty to watch. I've watched volcanoes, I've watched clouds, I've watched massive storms. I've stood on the beach during a hurricane and watched people surf. I'm always doing something different, or at least I try to. If you're just joining us, we are in downtown Raleigh. These are the outer bands of Helena, and you know, nice breeze going right now. The rain has stopped. That's a plus. We're just watching the cloud formations run through. Watching nature unfold is beautiful. Yes, I completely agree. A little bit of a gust there. we'll be checking in throughout the day. This is just what's happening right now, which is not much. Like I've already said, you know, the rain bands seem to be much more south of us. We're just watching clouds run right now, so I'm happy about that. But it is going to conditions will deteriorate as the day goes on. We shouldn't really get that much here in the central capital city, but to the west of us, if you're watching, make sure that you are doing your due diligence there to make sure that you've got your supplies and you're ready to go, because when this thing stalls out, it's going to just dump water. Whole bunch of water. Been checking in with family members throughout the night, checking out the news, checking in with them down in Florida, and everybody is safe. So, and seems to be well supplied and prepared. That's the best we can hope for. Guys would like a slightly different view, I'm going to move the camera, so if you're motion sick, just a warning there. Lindy girl, hey, good to see you. I will do my best. You be even more safe. I know you're more northern and western portion than I am, so. I should say northern part of the state. North and west. So the north and west are going to get a much harder hit than we are here from all projections. If you have a swimming pool and you haven't filled it up yet, now's the time to put it up. Free water. Oh, you're on the coast. Oh, that makes sense actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, you actually probably will be fine. You'll get like some light rain, maybe a few fun gusts, but that's about it. I will say, and I'll say this for anybody that's watching here in North Carolina, that is around Raleigh, North Coast, like, doesn't really matter. Anything in this area of the country right now, make sure you have your weather alerts on high and turned up. That way, if a tornado or something like that breaks out. So we did have a tornado, I believe, in Charlotte yesterday, which is about 3 hours from here, but it's, you know, south side. And so, just everybody be safe. Keep your weather alerts on high. And we'll just let this big monstrosity of a storm plow through. Hopefully the plane will take off tomorrow and take me to Orlando, and you'll get to see us dance around in the rain a little bit. And we are prepared for the rain, so we're very excited about that. We did upgrade everything. We have 2 GoPros ready to go, and a bunch of modifications to be able to bring you guys some live streaming as long as I have signal from Florida. So very excited about that. But everybody just be safe. That's the big thing about right now, is just be safe. That's funny when your girl said, I watch Storm Chasers all night. I think I'm going crazy. I am not officially certified or trained. My father is, and we do chase storms here in North Carolina. If you're going to chase storms, the main place to go is usually the Midwest, but we have definitely chased a tornado or two for 5 or 12 or 20 here in this part of the state. And the big thing here is visibility, because you don't have that. You know, whereas out in the Midwest, you can kind of see what you're about to drive into. So here it's a lot more look at the radar and look at the breakdowns and, you know, make a judgment call. But yes, I have done a little bit of storm chasing myself. I don't know if you can see it, make sure your resolution's turned up, but if you look to the top right of your screen, to the center of your screen, you can see more of a less dense patch of clouds, and you can kind of see the speed that it's just running across the screen. It is moving. It is moving. I'll be watching for rotation, things like that later today, especially in the next couple hours. Again, I am safe. We have plans in place if there is a tornado, but right now we're just kind of enjoying it run across the screen. If you're just joining us, we're in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. And these are very much outer bands. You know, but we're definitely still going to see some. Definitely still going to see some movement in the sky. So figured I'd kind of show you what the outer portion looks like here where I'm at. I was a kid during Fran, and we had a tornado jump the house, which basically means it was touched down and it went back up and then came down behind us and took out a lot of stuff right behind where we lived. That was one of the biggest. I've been through several Cat 1, 2, 3, I think couple Cat 4s as far as on the coast. So I'm not really seeing much danger right now where I'm at. You know, the big thing is just being ready for rain and repercussions of rain where I'm at. And especially northern Georgia, eastern Tennessee, that kind of area, like right where the North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia meet. Because it's supposed to stall out right there and just kind of spin itself into oblivion. So it's just going to keep picking up water and dumping it. Me, myself, I have been through several decent-sized storms. I have chased tornadoes. I have I've seen some stuff. Let's just say that. Right now, I'm just enjoying watching the clouds run because that's just something I've always enjoyed. This is the portion where if you don't know where it's going, you get kind of worried. But if you know it's going, you know, west of you or east of you or whichever direction, and you know roughly how big it is. You know, this one, the big thing is it was 430 something miles across in the Gulf. I mean, one of the biggest storms, if not the biggest storm of the century, to hit from the Gulf. That's just a lot of ground covered that it's going to cover, and a lot of areas that are going to see rain, wind. You know, up west of us in North Carolina, up in the mountains, it's very, very, very possible we'll see some landslides and just a lot of water. So. But yeah, I've been through Cat 4s. I think I've been through 2 Cat 5s in recent history where I was actually like close to where it hit. And you know, the big thing is just be prepared, stay safe, stay inside. Don't try to drive, you know, just be prepared ahead of time. If you haven't prepared and you're watching now, especially if you're west of Raleigh, please, now is like your last chance to get prepared for power outages and, you know, whatever possibilities that may happen. If you're in a flood zone, be aware of that, evacuate. You know, the big thing is just stay safe. So, because west of us is going to catch the brunt of all this. And I live east of here, about an hour east of here. So I'm not too terribly concerned, but if you're west of, especially if you're Winston-Salem or even farther west, right there in the mountains, now is your last chance to prepare. You have about an hour and a half. So go do the thing. You haven't gotten ice, you haven't done whatever you need to do, now is the time. Sorry, they're loading a truck right next to me. So, he's loving making that forklifting noise. Good news is, though, right now in the capital city of North Carolina, we're just getting a light breeze. Clouds are moving fast, so we will get rain. Excuse me. Pardon me. We will get rain. We'll probably get some gusts much higher than this in a couple hours as it moves to the west of us. So again, if you're to the west of us, now is the time. It's literally the last chance. Like, go to the gas station, get ice, get whatever you need, water. Be prepared for power outages. Just everyone be safe. I got about 10 more minutes and then I am going to head in for work. But I will keep everyone updated. Again, we'll be at Disney tomorrow as long as the plane takes off. So. Excuse me. My pleasure, Miss Garcia. I mean, we're just watching clouds, but thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Alright guys, I gotta go ahead and head into work, but thank you everyone for dropping in, making sure we're safe. Please be safe yourselves. I appreciate everyone that came in and said hey during the video. Miss Garcia, you rock. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off for right now, but I will definitely be back tomorrow, hopefully from Orlando. If not, we'll have some other stuff to show you that's storm related, because that is the backup plan. So I will go ahead and leave you with this last cloud going across the top here. As soon as it's out of frame, I'll go ahead and kill the stream for now. Thank you everyone, I appreciate it. You as well, Miss Garcia. Thank you so much for being here. I definitely appreciate the safe travels. Thank you. Alright guys, see you soon.